Okay, let's finish up the test review. I actually was interrupted, so this first part is already done. But this is the calculator question. And what this is talking about is the various price of tuition over the years for a certain state college. Now, yes, this is a calculator question, but you can get this question right without even using your calculator. Because if you pay special attention to this table, you can see that 0 goes with 9,764, which means that there has to be a y-intercept that is close to positive 9,764. And the only one that has a choice close to that is choice D. Now, if you are going to use your calculator to do that part, we can go ahead and do that. I will show you. I wrote my numbers on paper so we could go a little quicker. First, you'll hit Stat, then you'll hit Edit, and we're going to type in our lists. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is already there because I did these problems earlier, but these numbers are all different. So I'm just going to write right on top of them. So my new numbers are this. You might pause it and enter your numbers now. Okay, so my numbers are all entered. And now I'll hit Stat again. I'm going to go over to Calculate this time, and I'm going to select number 4, which is linear regression. You're going to hit Enter all the way down, and it will give you your line, which is just what we said, of 579.5x plus 9713. They also want to know what your correlation coefficient, and that is this R value here. You have to round it appropriately. Some of you might have to round in this area. My 3 makes the 8 stay, so mine is 0.998. Now, the next thing you're going to ask is this a good fit? Yes, it's close to 1. It is a good fit. So those are the technical, this is the only one that you technically need a calculator for. Everything else here we can do just by knowing this equation. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to type this into our y equals, and then we're going to hit the table, and we're going to be able to find all these dates from 2005 to 2011. So in my y equals, I will type in my equation. Hit second graph, which goes to the table, and this is what we're looking at. Now, our table ended at 4, which was 2001. They want 2005. So I'm at 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. We're at 14,349. They want you to round to the nearest dollar. So that's what we'll do. They're now asking me for 2008. So I'm at 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 16,088. And my last one is asking me for 2011. I'm at 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 17, 826. This problem is not that difficult as long as you know the keystrokes. Okay, now we're just going to be solving some equations here. Let me get my pen went away. Okay, so mine is just getting x by itself. This is not too hard for anybody. 3x plus 8 equals 20. Subtract 8 from both sides. 3x equals 12. And then divide both sides by 3. This one's a pretty easy problem for most of us. X equals 4. This one's a little bit more tricky, but not hard. I get 22 minus 3 over 7x equals negative 3 over 7x plus 22. Now, I notice that these things are showing up twice, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do it without clearing out the fraction, because I notice that these will cancel out and I'm left with 22 equals 22. Well, how do you feel about that? I feel like that's always true. So because it's always true, this will be all real numbers. Looking at this one, we will have to do a little bit more math on this one. There's some distributing and such. Excuse me. Definitely distribute here. So this will be 21x plus 42. A lot of you will mess this up. Subtract both pieces. So distribute the -1, which is a negative x, and a -2. So that's 21x plus 42 equals, the 11 goes with the -2. That's a 9 minus x. I'm going to go ahead and add x to both sides. So I have 22x plus 42 equals 9. Subtract 42. 9 minus 42 is -33. Divide both sides by 22. You can hit math 1 if you want, but you should be able to tell that 11 goes into both of those, and it's a -3/2. Okay, this problem was not on the homework. We did do it in class. It's talking about perimeter. Perimeter means add all sides. So because it means add all the sides, it's going to equal 96. It says that 96 equals whatever all these sides equal. All they tell me is the length is 18 more than the width. So I don't know what the width is, but I know the length is 18 more than that. More than tells me to add. I need to add all the sides, not just two sides. So I also need to know that the sides that are opposite will be equal because it's a rectangle. And that's going to be my equation that I'm going to set equal to 96. I actually have 4w here. I have 18 plus 18, which is 36. So I'll subtract 36 from both sides. 60 is 4w. Divide by 4, and w equals 15. That is for the width, and that is 15 meters. Now they're asking me for the length. I'll have to take the 15 plus the 18, and that will give me 33. Find the zero of a linear function. A zero just means like a x-intercept. You're just going to set that equal to 0 and solve. You do not plug 0 in, you set it equal to 0. So you subtract 13. -13 is -2x. Divide by -2. And I get positive 13/2 as the zero of this function. Find the solution set to the inequality. X plus 4 is less than 4x minus 11. We're going to get x all by itself here. If I subtract x from both sides, I get 4 is less than 3x minus 11. If I add 11 to both sides, it is a little weird because the x is on the wrong side, quote unquote, but that's okay. And I'll get 5 is less than x. Now to write it the way we're used to writing, put the x on the left, the alligator mouth is eating it, that's x is greater than 5. They want interval notation here. So what does this graph look like? Well, the graph looks like 5 with an open circle or parenthesis and everything to the right. So because of that, we could put a 5 in parenthesis, and it goes to the right to infinity. Now, there's another way you could have solved that problem. Some of you maybe would have subtracted the x, and I'll do that in a minute. First, let's find the graph. I already graphed it. The 5 with the parenthesis is this guy. And there you go. What if you would have subtracted 4x? I want to show you that real quick. X plus 4 less than 4x minus 11. If you would have subtracted the 4x first, you get -3x plus 4 less than -11 minus 4 minus 4. -3x is less than -15. And then when you divide by -3, you will have to flip that sign, and it would be x is greater than 5, which we just talked about. Next one. This has the word or, so it's going to look like oars of a boat, and it's going to have a boat in it. So it's not going to be one of these two. So it's going to be one of these two. So we're going to solve this out, and I have 2x plus 3 less than equal to negative 8. If I subtract 3 from both sides, I get 2x less than equal to negative 11. Divide by 2. X is less than equal to negative 11 halves. I already know that this is going to be my answer, D, because the other one has a positive 11 halves. So this one is my answer. You can finish it if you want. Which one of these would be the answer? Is the one that has a negative 11 halves, which is like negative 5.5. Has a square bracket because it can equal it, and it looks like oars of a boat. So which one looks like square bracket, oars of a boat? Here it is. And then they want us to write it probably in interval notation. Nope, they don't. That's it. Very last question. Acme Movers charges $30 plus $40 an hour to move household goods. Hanks Movers charges just $55 an hour. For what lengths of time does it cost less to hire Hanks? This is Hanks. So they want to know, when is that less? So when is this more? And you'll just solve this out. Minus 40 minus 40. 30 is greater than 15 hours. Divide by 15, and 2 is greater than H. So if it was less than 2 hours, it would be cheaper to go the other route. Okay, that's it for your review. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me, and hopefully you'll be ready for your test, which will be Monday or Tuesday.